What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Thanks for tuning into the channel once again. Today's video, we're gonna watch some Thomas Sowell. I'm not sure how many people my age range know who Thomas Sowell is, but I want to share his wisdom and his knowledge and hopefully trickle it down through our community to get a different outlook on life. Before I jump into the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you want. And let me get into it so I don't take up too much of your time.
When Jack Greenberg left the NAACP Legal Defense Fund to become a professor at Columbia University, he announced that he was going to make it a point to hire a black secretary at Columbia. This would, of course, make whomever he hired be seen as a token black, rather than as someone selected on the basis of competence. This reminded me of the first time I went to Milton Friedman's office when I was a graduate student at the University of Chicago back in 1960, and I noticed that he had a black secretary. This was 4 years before the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and there was no such thing as affirmative action.
Pay attention to that. 4 years before the Civil Rights Movement, no such thing as affirmative action. Yet in today's society, they will tell you that before the Civil Rights Movement, black people didn't have nothing, wasn't doing nothing, couldn't be nothing, and they were just these poor old people in the South getting lynched and getting beat by Jim Crow laws.
Milton Friedman had the same black secretary decades later when he moved to the Hoover Institution, and she was respected as one of the best secretaries around. When I mentioned to someone at the Hoover Institution that I was having a hard time finding a secretary who could handle a tough job in my absence, I was told that I needed someone like Milton Friedman's secretary, and that there were not many like her. At no time in all these years did I hear Milton Friedman mention, either publicly or privately, that he had a black secretary. William F. Buckley's wife once mentioned in passing, at dinner in her home, that she had been involved for years in working with a school in Harlem, but I never heard her or Bill Buckley ever say that publicly. Nor do conservatives who were in the civil rights marches in the South, back when that was dangerous, make that a big deal. For people on the left, however, blacks are trophies or mascots, and must therefore be put on display. Nowhere is that more true than in politics. The problem with being a mascot is that you are a symbol of someone else's significance or virtue. The actual well-being of a mascot is not the point. Liberals all across the country have not hesitated to destroy black neighborhoods in the name of urban renewal, often replacing working-class neighborhoods with upscale homes and pricey businesses.
Or current day gentrification, because it's real nice around these parts now. We got a yoga studio, we got healthy smoothie shops everywhere, they building new apartment buildings everywhere. And I'd be asking myself, like, man, where are all the black people moving? Because when I lived in this area 20 years ago, it was all black. And now it's pretty much mostly white, a few black people here and there. But the homicide rate is still bad. So I'd be like, where are they slowly moving black people? And that's just not just in Kansas City. But I know that's all around. And it seems like they pushing us back into one area in all these states. And we're not paying attention that they create slavery 2.0, in my opinion.
Neither of which the former residents can afford. In academia, lower admission standards for black students are about having them as a visible presence, even if mismatching them with a particular college or university produces high dropout rates. The black students who don't make it are replaced by others, and when many of them don't make it either, there are still more others. The point is to have black faces on campus as mascots, symbolizing what great people there are running the college or university. Many, if not most, of the black students who do not make it at big-name, high-pressure institutions are perfectly qualified to succeed at the normal range of colleges and universities. Most white students would also punch out if admitted to schools for which they don't have the same qualifications as the other students, but nobody needs white mascots. Various empirical studies have indicated that blacks succeed best at institutions where there is little or no difference between their qualifications and the qualifications of the other students around them. This is not rocket science, but it is amazing.
It's not rocket science. Don't you think that people would perform better around like-minded individuals and not just based off skin color? It's so irritating when I hear, people say we need a certain amount of black people, a certain amount of Hispanic people. I actually was working at a private school the last 5 years doing IT. And I left my job because I was tired. It wasn't that I was recognized for being smart. It when I was just the black IT guy. So I was the token guy of the school. I didn't want that. Let somebody else black have this. But if you can't respect me for how smart I am, and I'm in this spot simply because of my skin color, I don't want that. I deserve to be respected more than that. And I believe all black men and women should be respected more. Our skin color, yeah, we black. We have brains. We have intelligence. We can think creatively. We can come up with new ideas. We can plan. We can brainstorm. All the things that really matter, no one cares about.
Amazing how much effort and cleverness have gone into denying the obvious. A study by Professor Richard Sander of the UCLA Law School suggests that there may be fewer black lawyers as a result of affirmative action admissions to law schools that are a mismatch for the individuals admitted. Leaping to the defense of black criminals is another common practice among liberals who need black mascots. Most of the crimes committed by black criminals are committed against other blacks. But again, the actual well-being of mascots is not the point. Politicians who use blacks as mascots do not hesitate to throw blacks to the wolves for the benefit of the teachers' unions, the green zealots whose restrictions make housing unaffordable, or people who keep low-priced stores like Walmart out of their cities. Using human beings as mascots is not idealism. It is self-aggrandizement that is ugly in both its concept and its consequences.
And if you don't think that black people are used as mascots, I'll ask you, what do you think they're using for then? If black people aren't mascots, because I don't really hear, and it ain't that I don't, and you could go both ways, because I'll keep it honest. You could say that conservatives don't speak up over black issues because most of them just don't care and don't give a damn. And I wouldn't even be there to argue against that. I understand that 90% of the time that a situation happens, that nobody is going to speak about race. And I get that from the conservative side. However, on the left side, they automatically want to make excuses, point to racism, say America is a white supremacist country and everything needs to be overthrown. And I don't think we always need to jump to that conclusion, right? Each individual case is each individual case. But I saw a comment and it said how the left has just adopted black people as their mascot. Globally, they've adopted Palestine as the mascot, and they just use their issues to push their cause across the world. And I think liberals are using the pain of black people to overthrow America. There's a video on my phone. I'm gonna see if I can link it in the description. It's from 1958. It's a speech of some guy called, I think, Robert something, about how they were going to overthrow America. And that speech sounds like it could be from 2021. And then if you read the book, Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson, which I'll also put in the description box below, he said that we didn't need the civil rights movement. And he said the civil rights movement was going to put us back in a form of slavery worse than we had ever felt before. But we kept marching. We kept protesting, and we got it. And one of the questions I always ask myself is, did Martin Luther King understand that? Did he know that giving your power, giving your people, signing as a masses off to the government was slavery? I go back and forth, and I want to say he had to, but I don't think Martin wanted to sell out his people. And I know once him and Malcolm got cool, that's when they took both of them out. But I don't understand why it was such a push to ask the government to protect you in a society where you could bear arms. There's just a lot of things that I don't get. I wasn't born around that time, obviously, you know what I mean? But it just don't make sense why we didn't say, if we got to go out, we're going to go out our way. We're just going to strap up and go. I'm logically trying to get it, because every movement that we've had has been co-opted, and someone on the inside out actually made it flip over. So let me know what you think about the video. study Thomas Sowell's work if you can. He's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant man. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, be the change you wish to see in the world. Until next time, YouTube.